lived in China for a period of time. I went to 2 universities there, studied Chinese, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Spend about, oddly enough, right now, 20% of my time probably speaking Chinese, resurrecting my Chinese right now.
Wow.
And that's actually an exaggeration, but it's like 10 to 20% probably. And I have been so simultaneously impressed and terrified
Yeah.
by China on so many different levels.
You and me both.
And there was a book Tyler Cowen recommended, great, amazing guy, everybody should check out. There's a book called Breakneck, and I haven't yet read it, but one of my employees is reading it and recommended it. He said it's an amazing page turner, really well researched. And the reason I mention it is that in that book, they describe some of the differences in government planning and efficiency based on the fact that a lot of leaders in the US have backgrounds as attorneys, whereas a lot of leaders in China have backgrounds as engineers. And I have been chewing on that. I just learned about this yesterday, but I'm wondering what impresses you about China, because they really seem to have their act together. The homogeneity, relatively speaking, of the country helps.
Yeah.
The speed with which the CCP can execute top down helps tremendously.
Yeah.
But anything else come to mind?
Yeah. So look, I could learn a lot about China from you. I've been there some, but probably not as much. I don't speak the language. My way of learning was to start sleeping with a Chinese woman. So I've been doing that for 5 years.
Sounds more fun than memorizing characters, frankly.
It's helped a ton. I really opened up my eyes to China. So yeah, my fiance is Chinese, but been in America long enough that she'll put up with me. And I think the insight from that book, I haven't read Breakneck yet. It's a relatively new book. I am also just kind of a spectator on what's happening in China.
But you have a unique multidisciplinary technical lens that includes
what
deep tech.
Can tell you, I think there's a couple of major factors, and the insight about the preponderance of lawyers, I think, is huge and really important. So I'm excited about reading that book. The reason we invented LLMs is to put lawyers out of business so we can fix this country. And I think that's going to work. So if you are a parent right now, don't send your kid to school to become a lawyer, because we're going to replace all the lawyers with AI. I think where this goes, I'm optimistic. And I know I'm taking an aside here, but I'm only half joking about that. Now,
I use LLMs on a weekly basis for legal first passes already.
For lawsuits, good.
No, not for all my lawsuits.
No.
Well, I'll give you an example. I mean, this will be no surprise to you, but with just off-the-shelf, basic ChatGPT or fill in the blank for your favorite LLM, I was selling a property in rural New York, and it was taking kind of forever to get done. There are a lot of arcane local laws and so on. And I wanted to protect the land from overdevelopment. So I wanted to create deed restrictions. Yeah. I wanted to create deed restrictions, which are very tricky, make the sale complicated because it's encumbered in a way, the resale value is reduced, blah, 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 blah. But I just threw in like this county, this is what I'm trying to do. This is the contract that I need to add to.
Wow.
Like draft me some basic language. And it drafted the language, explained exactly why it drafted that way. When it was eventually reviewed by a lawyer to do the finishing touches on it, maybe 2 or 3 words were changed.
Yeah.
And then it was copy and pasted right in.
That's a great example of what's happening. Obviously, a lot less lawyers were needed to get that job done.
Yep.
When Congress passes a bill, no congressman has ever read it.
Yep.
Collectively, all the congressmen have not read it. And so what the future we're getting to here is one where, if you're running a business, we build a computational model of your business now. Not an LLM, but still an AI, where you can run simulations of your business and you can figure out how to optimize your business. That's all happening right now. If you're in business and not doing this, be terrified, because by next year, your competitors will be doing this. So I take heart, because what I think is it means 100 years from now, governments will do that too.
So if you haven't seen this, it didn't get as much airtime as I would have expected, but Abu Dhabi is implementing that right now.
That's right.
For legislation.
It's unbelievable.
And it seems like there were a lot of people who poked fun at it, or I saw a lot of people who were like, this is nonsense. as someone who has spent some time in Abu Dhabi with the
Yeah.
people who are implementing this stuff,
Yeah.
what they already have is science fiction.
That's right.
It's remarkable what they're already doing.
These are tools to help humans make better decisions. Now, an LLM is the wrong tool for lots of kinds of decisions, but AI overall can be applied to help make better decisions. And that is where we're going. And so when governments figure this out, and it's great to see that some of these countries are leading the charge, when you see a country like the UAE and you see what good leadership can do, it's kind of embarrassing. You know, democracy needs a little maintenance work. And I'm hoping that this class of tools is going to help us level up and fulfill our potential. So that is where that goes. What I think about it is China has done a great job of a lot of things. And it would be great to have like a Netflix series where like every episode shows something amazing from China that sucks in the US. You know, I just think that's the kind of story people need to get in their head, just to see that contrast and realize like we're not playing in the major leagues in a lot of things. So we need to step up. And I think there's a lot that's impressive about China. I obviously I'm an Alaskan, which is like a supercharged American. So look, I think that there's a lot of dumb shit going on in China that I can't stand. I don't want to live there, but I think you got to give them credit for the things that they're good at. Now, the thing that's missing here is a respect for that engineering mindset, a respect for, like you described, putting the dominoes in order, a respect for building thoughtfully, a respect for basic arithmetic, a respect for building the future that we want. We need to work on that. China's problem, no respect for me, for the hacker mindset, for the renegade, for the creative person, for the crazy ones. Like they don't make room for that. And it's hurting their ability to do new things. Now, they're kicking ass by just waiting for us to figure shit out and then implementing it faster and better than us. So we've spent most of our life worried about China copying us. We need to figure out how are we going to copy China.
Yeah.
And I think that's a wake-up call where we're at right now.
Very curious to see where it all goes.
Yeah, me too.
They're moving at remarkable speed with implementation on so many fronts.
And that's great for humanity. I mean, it really is. I mean, they should get a Nobel Prize for bringing their country out of extreme poverty. We should probably get one for, you know, I don't know, like making global trade possible with our Navy or something. But, you know, there's also a lot of accolades that I think we're not giving to China that we should.